So I just came back with my food. Um, I'm probably gonna mute my mic for a bit so you don't hear me chewing. But basically, all right. Let's just I'll go over what I'm gonna do after Ronald Reagan does his thing.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
Okay.
All right. So basically, I'm just gonna, for now, I'm gonna finish up this squashy, stretchy animation, and then I'm gonna start doing the lip syncing of his laughing. So that's pretty much what I'm gonna be working on. I'm gonna mute my mic while I chew. All right. Alright, I think I'm done chewing. So basically I just did all the in-between frames for the stuff that I mapped out in the last episode. Guess it doesn't look too bad. Alright, so where am I here? So, I think I just need to do one head and then I'm ready to color it all in. I'm just gonna draw the mouth and not worry about the eyes. Because you can't even see them. They're gonna be outside of the frame. Alright, so let's see. Okay. Oops, forgot that little piece there. Oops, I forgot his neck there too. What is this, Hanna-Barbera? Huh. Should I make one more frame in between those? Or does it even matter? I think I will draw one more in-between frame. I wish I caught that earlier, because it's going to be a little bit trickier to do an in-between frame for this when they have the exact same colors. But maybe not. Actually, wait a minute. Come on, Dan, get it right. What is wrong with me? I didn't even come close to the part that I wanted it. Why did that look good to me before? How do I want to do this? Should I even... Maybe I'll make it before impact. I'll just put it, I'll just draw it right here in between. Would his arms be extended all the way before the impact, or would they curl around? I feel like they would stay up, which kind of like... Maybe it doesn't matter. I feel like maybe I'll just draw a hand here. If this is the thing that's bothering me, is that the arm just disappears on impact. There's a weird toe thumb. What are you, some kind of gecko? With your hammer fingers? Why don't you go climb up a glass window, you freaking... Alright, Dan, enough of your tirades. Does that look... I feel like I made that hand way too big. And then I probably should make this hand. He looks like a baby, a flattened baby. That makes more sense. Why am I coughing so much today? Cough in, not coughing. Wait a minute, this cough drop is not like the others. This one's... Why aren't... This cough drop seems to have gone through the laundry. These cough drops are all yellow, but this one's blue. I'm throwing that one away. The wrapper looks like it's stuck to it from laundry, the laundry process. All right. I'm going to make this arm slightly crunched up. Maybe I'll put it like... I always mess with my line thicknesses. Maybe I should mute my mic just in case it's... Alright. I'll put the sound back on. Sounds like he went into another room. Sounds like he was talking business. Not that he was murdering anybody or putting anybody in an oil drum in a lot somewhere. It sounded like he was talking about personal business that it's not like illegal or anything. It's just that he might not want the world knowing his business. Is all I'm saying. It's kind of weird. Like sometimes sound travels through walls and the microphone picks it up, and like I've always been told that like my friend does video game live streams on YouTube, and if people are laughing in the other room, sometimes he can hear it even though I can't hear it that well. So it's like I don't know how good my mic is sometimes. And sound really travels through the walls of this place. like my roommate was saying that my upstairs neighbor was snoring like he was really sawing logs, and it came through the ceiling. And when our neighbor washes clothes, you hear like vroom, vroom, vroom. Sounds like robots are, I don't know, wrestling or something. I don't hate it at all. Doesn't look too bad. I don't know, maybe you think it stinks, but... So let's see. I'm gonna move this sound file down right to there so I can kind of get a better look. Alright, so now I need to lip sync. I need to lip sync his mouth and head movements with this sound file here. Alright, let me make sure I save it. So I'm going to make a new layer behind this thing. Or beneath it, I should say. But, well, behind, whatever. I don't need this layer anymore. So let's see, how am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? Let's make this invisible. Or transparent, I should say. Different people are here. Oh, I think they might be recording a podcast in the next room. Alright, so let's see. How do I want to do this? I think I want to... I don't know, there's just something about this character where if his eyebrows are angry, he looks normal. But if I change his eyebrows, he doesn't look like the same guy. I don't know. I guess I'll just keep it the way I'd been doing it. Just for consistency. Yeah, it doesn't look good. It looks weird. just something about. Should I just make him angry? Something I'll have to think about. What the hell is going on here? I'm trying to draw on this layer. Something wrong with these eyes. Those eyes, they disappeared. Maybe I'll just make them... That looks more consistent with dot eyes than the E eyes that I was doing. Whatever. Kind of has like a weird Asian look to him now. Not that Asian looks are weird, but he's not Asian, so it's like weird if he just converts to being Asian in the middle of the cartoon. I think I screwed. Why am I having so much trouble drawing this character? The head looks weird to me. Before I was drawing it kind of like... Make that transparent again. That looks a little bit more normal. Come on, Dan. Maybe I'll move this eye. I guess that'll work. So I really need only... I think I only need like 3 mouth positions for this. I'm gonna make this one let's call this one Steven Laughs Medium. then I'll make a bunch of copies of it. And then zoom in a bit. I'm going to make this one pretty much the same, except for the mouth is going to be a little bit smaller. Just adjust all of the beard stubble points. Kind of want this line to be a little bit thinner. I don't know what it is about this drawing. Like, I just don't like it. No matter what I change, there's something wrong. Where was that model that I had? There it is. I feel like should the head be more square? I don't know. I don't know what I can do to make it not annoy me. And so I made his mouth a little bit more closed, so I like to make his jaw a little bit higher, even though, you know what, now that I think about it, his body is going to be covering this part of his face, so it probably doesn't matter, but at least a little bit will be able to be seen, so maybe sometimes little things like that help a little bit. Takes away the rigid quality of it if I made it, you know, if I made it exactly the same. Alright, so I'll call this one Steven Laughs Short. And I'll just add a new layer. Huh. Kind of occurred to me that I should have raised them higher. Alright, let's fix this now. So it's not a problem later. I'm just going to move it up like about the thickness of one line. And I'll move this up the thickness of one line too. Wait a minute. Okay. I'm going to make a copy of this mouth position, and then I'm gonna put it on another layer, and I'm gonna actually move it. I should have done this before I moved it, but back down. So I have one that's a little bit higher than the other, and then I'm gonna call this default, because so this will be the position it's gonna be in when there's no sound happening, if that makes sense. So I'll call this short, or what did I call it? Small or short? Whatever. I think I called it short. So I'm gonna make a bunch of copies of these. And I gotta make sure that I label this correctly. This will be medium. Make a new. Okay, this should be Steven laughing. Lock that. And then I'm gonna draw one more mouth position. I think I can delete this sketch now. And now we're gonna do, hide that. Now I'm gonna do one that's a little bit bigger. Like the mouth is open a bit wider for the extra, like the laughs with extra emphasis. And you can see his tongue in this one. So before I made the jaw a little bit higher because the mouth was closed. This one's a little bit opened, so I'm gonna make the line up a little bit lower because his jaw is his jaw's open, so his jaw would move down. Sorry about my squeaky chair. Use my coat as a blanket. I feel like I always talk about this, but sometimes it's just good to use your coat as a blanket when you're working, because you can, like I flip it around backwards and I stick my hands through the sleeves backwards, so I can still, like, it's a blanket, but it has armholes. Alright, so I'll call this Steven, what did I say? Laughs large. To make a thingamajig. Make all those goes invisible for a moment. I feel like these first few laughs are more intense. So I'm gonna put the large mouth for all the points of greatest intensity. And then let's make this one a little bit smaller. Ooh. Whoa. I messed that up. I was supposed to make a medium one there. Huh. I'm going to move that one over, and I'm going to put the default one. Remember when I lowered it down so his head moves a little bit? Let's put a default in about this point. Maybe put a medium one there. Let's try to find the points of greatest intensity, and I'll put the large mouth in front of those ones. Maybe right there. Stop it. Put a medium one here. Stop extending, you goofball. That one seems a little bit more intense. I'm gonna add a large one there. I feel like I'm not doing this. I'm not syncing this correctly. So this line here, I move it along the sound file, and it will tell me precisely what sound is being made for each instance. So I'm just trying to figure out which of these mouth positions most accurately represents what sound is being made. I'm gonna move this back one, actually. So let's see. That was a large one. I'll put a medium here. Maybe I'll do the short here. And then the default so it looks like his head's moving. That one's almost like a cough. Wait a minute. Did I use the default or did I use the short one? I guess that looks okay. I think I'm gonna do this backwards because I feel like I'm... Looks like there's a breath right here. Let's make put a short. And then a default, so there's a lower one right before it. And maybe I want this another default to be at the end. So his head goes up and down for the breath, and then a new up again for a laugh. Alright, so let's see, what's this one here? I think I'm going to start that one with a medium. What if I put a short here? I guess it looks okay. It's kind of confusing to look at when it's flashing in and out of existence, but once you get a couple of them right in a row, it starts to look less annoying. I'm gonna put a more intense one here. What happens if I do that? Kind of reminds me of that scene at the end of Batman when Joker fell off the building and smashed on the concrete, and he was just like. I think this one needs to go back one. Let's put a medium one there and a default there. And a short one. Maybe a default again. Oh no, there was a default right before it. What's this one? That one's a medium. So what if I put a short before it? Okay, let's get rid of this stuff.
That fuck down!
Oops. So there are 2 frames that are empty before it switches to the next shot. So let's see. I shouldn't have deleted all the... What's this one? Let's get rid of that. That's, I think I'm gonna make... I'm just gonna move this down. Jeez. I'm so congested. How does that look? I like that. Just delete that. Alright, I'm gonna delete this sound effect because there's already a sound effect existing on the outer layer that you're gonna hear, and so I'm deleting it because I don't want to take the risk that it would make the file size bigger.
Yo, Mom, what's that?
It's one of those prize games that people talk. Yo, Mom, what's that? It's one of those prize games that people toss quarters in and try to grab a prize. I figured it would help attract business. Alright. I'm gonna save that, and I guess I will... How much time have I been doing this? I've been doing this an hour and 19 minutes. So I guess I'll start on the next thing, which is... this lady is going to be talking, and this is more lip syncing. Which lady? This lady here. Yo, Mom, what's that? It's one of those prize games that people toss quarters in and try to grab a prize. I figured it would help attract... Huh. This is going to be tricky. That people toss quarters in and try to grab a prize. I figured it would help attract business. I figured it would help attract business. I figured it would help attract business. I figured it would help a prize. I figured it would help attract business. Do I like the cut there is what I'm thinking. Maybe I feel like the shot... I often like when the shot switches just as the person is speaking. So instead of switching here, maybe it should switch there. Prize. I figured it would help attract business. I already saved it. That's almost a second. I figured it would help attract business. Alright, where are we? What is this? Let's make a new frame. I figured it would help attract business. I figured it would help Let's see if we can get a model of what this character looks like again. I don't have any close-ups of her talking. Did I even use this? I feel like I did this once, and I didn't end up using it because she was turning her head when she was talking. Maybe I'll just use this drawing that I already did. Yeah, I guess that's what I'll do. Come on, Dan, what are you doing here? Shouldn't it be more centered? Is that too big? I'm just going to delete this layer. I figured it would help attract business. I figured it would help attract business. Alright, so... I'm gonna put this inside another graphic. Okay, mom, close up. Business. Is this centered properly? Alright, so this is the default. This will be the default. So this is what her face looks like when she's not making any noise. So I'm gonna make a bunch of copies of that. I figured it would attract business. Alright, so she uses the B sound. I figured it would attract business. She only really uses it once, so I'm going to make a copy of this. And I'm going to raise this up because I like to make the head move up a little bit when sound is coming out of it for emphasis. So I'm going to move this up a layer. I'm going to make a bunch of copies of that. And I'm going to name this because that's where it'll be when she's making the or B sound. So I'm going to make that invisible. I figured it would attract business. So she's using the S sound too, so I'm going to make a mouth position where she's doing her teeth are together. Business. So I usually use 9 head positions when people are talking. I use let's see, and B and B. I use V. I use tongue, like when your tongue is behind your teeth. I use ooh. I use when you're making R sounds. Let's see what else. Then there's when your teeth are like shh. What else? Then there's the default frame. So let's see what I have so far. Tongue, ooh, Oh, and then there are vowels where like the mouth is like a generic, like A or E vowel, where one is a large mouth like open wide, and one's a short mouth that's open just a little bit. For vowels that don't have as much emphasis as the large. Or they also kind of act as a go-between from when her mouth is wide open and then it's going to close, so there's got to be an in-between frame. So let's see, that's 3, 6, 9. Okay, so those are the mouth positions that I use. I'm going to move this to a different layer just to keep it here. Unlock that. Alright, so what am I doing next? So right now I have, I got the M and B. I've got the, and I've got the default, which is really the same as that, but I moved it like a line's length down. So let's see. Now I'm going to do the teeth sound effect. So the teeth position, like her mouth is closed, so her jaw is about here. Teeth, her jaw is closed, but her lips move. So I make the jaw in the same position. Like I'm gonna just trace the jaw line and keep it the same. And the chin doesn't move. Because it's a bone and it's your jaw's locked. I'll move these a little bit. The dimples or whatever. Jowls or I don't know. So I'm going to make this upper lip stay where it is. And then I'm going to make the mouth open a little bit. And then I'll just have the lip come down lower. So whenever she's making an S noise, her teeth will be shown like that. And the rest you just pretty much trace. So let's see, I figured it would... What did she say? I figured it would attract business if I... Where's the sound effect? Is this it?
Yo, Mom, what's that? It's one of those prize games that people toss quarters in and try to grab a prize. I figured it would help attract business.
I figured it would help attract business. I figured... Oh, this all can be used for G. Good. So I'm probably not even going to do all 9 positions. I don't think I need them all, so I'm not going to draw them all. But, I figured it would... Which one don't I need? I figured... I'm not going to do ooh. I figured it would... Oh, yeah, I do need this one. It would... Okay. Attract... I guess I do have to do them all. Okay, so that's all traced. Just black that in. Color in the eyes so I don't forget. Teeth. Lower lip. Hair, is that everything? Wait a minute. Oops. I didn't mean to put these check marks on this. I meant to do them here. So I did that one. I did the default one, and I did teeth. Alright, so I'm going to save this as an object. Let's call this K-Mom Teeth. I should probably add another descriptor. K-Mom Prize. Huh. I just realized I didn't name this other one. Corey's mom. Let's rename this. Wait, that's not it. Here it is. Rename this to K-Mom Prize. So basically, because this, I'm making like, if I were to draw this frame multiple times, every time she made a sound that involved her teeth, not only would that take longer to do, but like the computer would have to keep track of more things and it would run more slowly. So I have to make like lots of different copies of the same image, and the computer will just repeat them, and it's supposed to be better for you know, conserving memory, I guess that's the best way I can describe it. I'm not really a computer person, but if it can just call this image back up whenever, you know, she's making that sound in this shot, it's just easier for the computer to keep track of it all, I guess. Alright, so now, what should I do next? I'm going to do the short vowel sound. So, I'm just going to trace this mouth again, but I'm going to do the teeth a little bit differently. So I'm going to draw this upper jaw like this, and then I'm just going to black out the rest. So it looks like her teeth went down below, like she opened up her jaw bit. But now, this time, because the jaw is lowering, I'm going to make this line different for this one. I'm going to make it just a little bit lower because she opened up her jaw. And just like because it's normally if this wasn't a close up, I'd probably just make it a line's length, but because it's zoomed in, I just made it a little, like maybe 2 or 3 lines apart. And also her chin is going to be lower too. I'm just going to trace it and then move it. So like right about there's probably good. And then the rest is boring. You just gotta trace all that stuff again. I could just copy and paste it, but then it wouldn't look as organic. It would just look stiff and mechanical because your face, like when you're talking, your skin stretches, and it just gives it a little bit more organic feel if you draw it again, even though you're tracing the same thing. Like the line, when I draw it the second time and I trace it, even though I'm tracing it, the line is going to be not exactly the same, and it's going to, it just, to me, it looks more organic, and I like it. I don't like stiff faces when people are talking. I mean, it's pretty stiff compared to a Disney. You know, if you were to watch a Disney movie, a lot of the time they're gesturing more and they're more fluid, but those cartoons are meant to be at a higher level of detail, and they also have, like, who knows how many animators working on those things, but I'm just one guy, so I'm kind of like, I gotta finish this stuff. I've been working on this cartoon for almost something like 3 years. I mean, mostly because I stopped working on it to learn a program called Blender, where I was like sculpting a 3D city to use as background for this, but I think I've talked about that a ton of times on this. But like, because I'm doing everything myself, I can't I can't be really hold myself to Disney standards, especially when the characters are very simplistic compared to Disney. Alright, so this is the short vowel. I'm gonna turn that black. Just color that. What am I doing here? That. Alright, so let's make that another image. So, time saving. So what I call it, K-Mom short. Oh, I forgot to call it K-Mom prize short, because she's gonna be talking more than this one time. So there are gonna be other times when she uses this mouth position, but it's a different camera angle. So I gotta make sure this is differentiated so I don't, I gotta be organized is what I'm trying to say. So let's see. Make a bunch of copies of that. So, teeth. I'm gonna make some of these invisible. I'll use this short vowel position as the guide from now on. So let's see. Right now we did the m sound effect, and we did the short. So now we got to do large, oo, and vufu, and tongue. Okay. So let's go back to that. So now this large vowel position is the widest jaw length. Like for most of these other mouth positions, I'm just gonna trace this jaw and this chin exactly because this is like the most common mouth, like jaw position, but the large one opens up the widest, and it's the only one I personally do that opens up this wide. So I'm gonna make that. So I make the jaw go lower, but because I like to do squash and stretch techniques, I make this one move to the right because it makes it the stretchier, fleshier type of look. And then I'm just going to move this chin down 1 or 2 line lengths. Alright, so now I'm going to keep this top lip the same again. I'm going to keep this the teeth the same, and I'm just going to make the mouth open a little bit more. Lower lip down a bit. And then I also like to draw the tongue in when a character's making the large vowel position. And then everything else is the same. At least for a cartoon of this simplicity. So let's see. It's 3:30. I was gonna play the drums, but my roommate is recording some stuff in the next room, so I'm probably not gonna drum. Maybe I'll drum a little bit later. I'll just finish this up, I guess. I wonder if my microphone is picking up what they're saying. So let's see. Alright, so now let's black that in. Wash, rinse, repeat. Okay, gotta save this as an object now. Okay, mom, prize, what is it, large. So let's make a new layer and copy a bunch of, copies, making copies. The Dan Man. Alright, so I'm not going to use this as a guide anymore, so I'm going to make that invisible for now. I'm going to go back to this short vowel because this one's probably the most useful one to use as a guide because of the mouth position is going to be used multiple times and the jaw pretty much stays there. So let's see, what do I have now? I've got large, short, default teeth, and the sound. So I still need these 4. It's one of those prize games. I thought it would attract. I'm gonna get this sound effect on this, just so I don't have to keep hunting for it. What was it called? Corey and Mom. Corey and Mom.
And try to grab a prize. Quarters in and try to grab a prize. I figured it would help attract business.
I figured it would help attract business. So let's see. Let's do figured it. Let's do the VF one. So this is what I want. Okay. So for this one, the jaw is the same. I'm just going to trace that. Chin's the same. I'll make these jowls the same. Jowls, dimples, whatever the hell they are. Let's make the upper lip the same. So now, I like, even though I drew the teeth with a straight edge here, I like to exaggerate them a little bit for this particular mouth position. I feel like when I make them serrated, or when I make the individual teeth, it kind of exaggerates them a bit more. And I like to draw little lines coming down like this, like she's biting into her lip. And then I just do the, I'll draw the lip over it like that. And everything else is the same. Alright, oh, what the hell? I just drew that line and it disappeared. Alright, so let's see. Blacken that in. Some people like to get fancy and then they make all these lines just a darker color, a darker version of the color it's bordering. But I don't go that crazy. I like that. Definitely looks better, but I don't know. It's enough. It's already enough work doing all this stuff, so I don't really bother with that. All right, so let's make copies of that. Convert to symbol graphic. Okay, mom. Prize. Alright, so now let's see. So we just did this one. So we got 3 more to do. Where am I? Right here. Okay, so now I'm going to do the tongue one. So this one's pretty much the same. has the short vowel one. It's pretty much the same, except there's a tongue here. So I black everything out except for the little tongue space. And then the jaw is the same. I think they just finished doing their podcast. They record the Pat Oates' Sad podcast in the kitchen. Which is on iTunes if you're interested in listening to it. I'm on a few episodes myself. Couple of podcasts have been recorded in that kitchen. The Fantasy Film Ball episode was there. I feel like there was another one too. But anyway, I may, as soon as I finish these mouth positions, I might take a break for an hour to go play the drums in the basement. Because I'm working on some stuff that I want to get. Plus I've been sitting here for like almost 4 hours. And it'd be good to get up and move around for a bit. But I'll probably drum for an hour and then I'll come back and do more work. Her eyes are kind of crooked, but I kind of like that. Makes her look a little bit sillier. Okay, so black that in. And I'm going to use like a dark red for that. I wonder if I can get a copyright strike for whistling. Insert. Okay, Mom. Prize. Tongue. I'm gonna sneeze. I couldn't. I tried to mute the mic, but I was not fast enough. So let's see. K-Mom Prize Tongue. Okay. this is done. Okay, so now I just need to do. So I just did that. So now I gotta do ooh and So I normally just do a circle for ooh. But because this lady, I usually draw a lower lip. I'm just gonna do that. Actually, I'm gonna move these lines down too. So this chin's the same. It's gonna be a lot. This is just a lot of tracing when you're doing mouth or lip syncing, unless you want to do it like a more beautiful type of movement, and you want it to be like more realistic, like a Disney thing. You might not recycle the mouth positions. You might draw like a new one every time if the person's moving while he or she is talking. I have my characters move when they're talking too sometimes, but oftentimes it's just like a jerkier, you know, like a character will be standing there and he'll say like a sentence, and then he'll change his position a little bit. Hey. And then I'll say a few more sentences, and then he'll, I don't know, look this way, and then, you know, say a few more sentences. But usually my style of animation is so simple that I just I'll use the same mouth positions for like a couple of sentences, and they change position, and then I'll do 9 more mouth positions according to how the person moved. For example, in the last thing we were doing, like this character, he was talking and he's in this position, and then he changes position, and then there are 9 more mouth positions like this, and then he goes back over here, and then there are 9 more mouth positions over here, and then he falls on the ground, and then they're only like, what did I draw, like 4 mouth positions for the laughing. So this is probably about as complicated as I usually get. If I was going to do something more realistic, I would try to go for something a little less jerky, and like, because that looks kind of rigid. But you know, it's not like I get paid for this. I can't spend all the time in the world on this. So what am I doing again? Okay. We're at 2 minutes and 4 or We're 2 hours and 4 minutes. Do I have time to finish this? I guess I'm not really in any hurry. It probably wouldn't matter if I go a little bit longer than 2 hours. So, okay, Mom, prize, ooh. Come on. Okay, so now I'm gonna chiggity check your ooh before you wreck your ooh. Alright, that was stupid. I apologize. Okay, so now I got one more frame, one more position to do. I'm gonna keep both of these frames visible in the onion skin. And I'm gonna kind of in between the size of the opening. So this is I usually do the individual teeth for this one too. Maybe I should have done it like that. And then just black that out. I'm going to make the line in between those two. And then I'll just do a lower lip like that. Chin stays the same. Oh, it's almost 4 o'clock. I don't want to drum too late because it's like people are probably going to start to have dinner and I don't want to be ruining people's nice dinner with my drumming. So I think I'm going to, when I color this in and finish this last position, I'm going to take a break and then probably drum for an hour and then come back and then finish up the lip syncing. Did I color on the eyes? Can't remember. Alright. Alright, so I got like over 4 hours of animation. Actually, maybe just about 4 hours of animation because I did take a break. It's not too bad. So I'm just going to go drum for a bit and then I'll come right back in a little bit. Okay. Alright, thanks for watching the Ghosty Films live stream. In the next episode I'll be doing some lip syncing. So alright, see you later.